Hello, hello, Pickleball fam. Welcome back to another edition of Inside the MLP podcast. Tyson Apostle with you, your number one godfather of all pickleball podcasting. He started it all. He's the trendsetter of the sport. Welcome back, my friend.
Thank
Mish
you.
McMahon here with you. And wow, Tyson, we've got a fun show today.
A really fun show. I'm super excited. And it's like a back-to-back two-parter building on last week's guest.
Yes, that's right. We talked to her teammate last week. She was the surprise and the home run of the draft, and she's fun. She's also a licensed clinical therapist, soon to be. So we're going to get her advice also on how to be better humans. But
Yeah,
I'm just
good.
kidding. You don't want to miss it. It's pretty funny. We would like to thank our sponsors before we get started with the show, starting with Margaritaville, Michelob ULTRA, Cirkul, Toyota Prius, Dulce, Vida, Tequila, Hospital for Special Surgery. Hopefully everybody is staying injury-free out there in the sport of pickleball. Sunday Swagger, Fromuth Pickleball. You can visit the MLP online store at fromuthpickleball.com to buy your favorite MLP team gear, and lots of good merch out there these days.
So much. Like I actually see pop-ups and advertisements for him. I'm like, oh, I should get that. Oh, I should get that. And then I'm like, I'd have to have something from every team though to represent. So then whoever the guest is, you put on their team apparel.
That's what I did last week with Anna Bright with the Orlando Squeeze. They have some good merch.
They do have some good merch.
If you send me free stuff, I'll wear it.
Okay. Noted.
Just a note. Yeah.
I'll put a box in the mail of my stuff for you.
Thank you.
Okay. Let's get to it.
As promised, let's get to our killer guest this week. Watch out for the forehand counter, Riley Newman. No subtweet there. She's an SEC tennis champ for the University of South Carolina. Made it to the Elite Eight in the NCAA tournament there. No big deal. She was the home run hit of the MLP Season 2 draft. Yeah.
Okay, I lost you for a second. Hello.
You lost us?
She's back.
This is her entrance.
Teaser. There's her voice. She is. She was taken in the 4th round by the Orlando Squeeze, an MLP champ, and according to her teammate Zane Navratil, she is Rafa Hewitt's daddy. But I actually think she's Zane Navratil's daddy too. So Rachel Rohrabacher, welcome to the show. Thanks so much for joining us. And I know it's been a wild week for you, but thanks for making some time, MLP champ, you.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me.
Let's begin with the draft in July. I believe it was Jackie Kawamoto who delivered the news to you, but you were the surprise of the draft. You had the most to prove, and the decision by the Orlando Squeeze arguably put you on the map for the pickleball community. Walk us back through draft day from day one, start to finish. What happened that day from your perspective?
Yeah, draft day was super overwhelming because I actually was flying out to the PPA in Denver. So I was dealing with the flight and the Uber and then getting into my friend's place because she wasn't there. So I was like navigating all that, trying to figure out how to know like where the draft was or if there was a little podcast doing it, or I don't know. I was just panicking. And then finally I found the Twitter. I was like, okay, I'm going to try to follow along. And I was taking care of some other stuff at the same time. And I was talking to Johnny a little bit, Johnny Goldberg, who was helping with Miami. And I saw him, their team get finished. I'm like, oh shoot, like I'm not going to get picked up. Like I was like, that was it. And I said, hopefully, you know, a challenger team can pick me up. And then I get a text from Jackie. And she was like, let's go. And I was like, what happened? Because I think it was, I don't know if it was before or after the tweet, but I think I actually stopped looking. So maybe it was after and I just didn't see it. And then Anna called me right after that. But Jackie was like, you just got drafted. I was like, oh my gosh. So yeah, it was an overwhelming thing because I went from thinking I didn't to getting picked up.
So what were your what odds were you giving yourself? Like were you like hopeful but not expecting it, or were you expecting it?
Yeah, no.
And disappointed?
So definitely not expecting it. But I was a little hopeful because I kind of tried to market myself. No one knew who I was, so I knew I had to just reach out to a lot of team owners, and that's what I did. I tried to send a lot of emails to even challenger teams as well, and I did speak to some people, premier teams, and they were really nice, but I kind of just got that feeling they're like, if things really go wrong, then maybe we'll pick you. But they were really nice, but it was just kind of like, that's how I a little bit felt like, And yeah, so I definitely wasn't expecting it. I think it was just introductions, and maybe we'll keep an eye on you in Challenger. Yeah.
Yeah, Anna Bright told us last week she had some sneaky tactics of how she was like playing you with some of the GMs of like, okay, I'm helping a challenger level team. What do you think about Rachel Rohrabacher? And she was really high on you from the beginning, but that's a lot of pressure to come into an event like MLP with that target on your back. When everyone was watching the Orlando Squeeze, they were watching you of, okay, Rachel Rohrabacher, how is she going to fare in her first MLP event? How were you able to rise to the occasion and kind of shut that out and let it fuel you?
So I think that really motivates me when people doubt, and I'm like, nothing motivates me more than proving people wrong. And I call it like making people rue the day. Like they rue the day they ever said anything mean about me or like
Can you
doubted.
say that in an English accent?
No.
Okay.
Man, I don't want to embarrass myself.
Rue the day.
Wait, mine would be better than that. Now I can
Let's
say
hear it. Let's hear it.
Rue the day.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
Rue the
most
day.
better.
Mine was more ominous,
Yeah.
but you guys were more cheery. Like, oh, okay, we didn't expect this. Me, it's like a scary guy says scary thing. No
Yeah.
surprise. Yeah. Okay, so you were out to rue some days.
Yes, I was out. I was out trying to take names out there for sure, because I knew I had to prove myself. Like if I messed up, I mean, I don't know. She won't mind I say this. When Anna called me, she was like, "Okay, like really nice about it. Like it was funny, but she was like, don't make me look stupid." And I was like, "Okay." Like
Cool, thanks.
So and but it was funny. We laughed about it after, and I think she said the same thing to Lacey when she drafted Lacey. So it was like, I got to prove my team right, and they gave me an opportunity that not many people get, and I want to show that I'm grateful for it. And I really trained hard just to make sure I didn't make them look bad.
So these people that were questioning, did you keep like a list of names? Like, and then no,
I
like
honestly, so I don't really go
you're
on.
not that spiteful.
No.
Okay.
But I saw like, not, but I mean, I actually didn't see some of the things till people like said, "Oh, did you see this?" I'm like, no, because I don't go on Twitter at all, and I think a lot of it was on there. So yeah, and yeah, I didn't really see it unless it was just like on an Orlando Squeeze post, like kind of, it was more questioning. Like it wasn't anything really that mean. It was just I saw people like, what is she thinking, and something like that. But it wasn't directed at me. I think they were just like really confused, which in their defense, like I wasn't confused, but I was like, oh my gosh, like got picked. So I kind of get it.
Okay. So you're not keeping names, but you are gonna rue the day for people. So
Yeah.
how do you go about that? Like, are you like now doing 2-a-day workouts? Like, is there extra motivation coming in? Like
training 3 times a day.
Yeah, you have a poster of like your arch nemesis on your gym wall that you just face as you work out. What's
Definitely
happening?
not. But I think it's more of, for me, it's the being checked in. So it doesn't matter how many times a day you practice if you're not checked in, or if it's kind of half-assed. Like, I don't know if I can say that on here, but
You did. You just
sorry.
did.
But I feel like it doesn't matter how many times a day you train. If you're not focused and checked in, it doesn't matter. So I just made sure that when I went out there, I was extra focused, and it was like an hour and a half of drilling and maybe some match play. And now that I have more funds, I'm able to do some fitness training and PT as well. But and that's what I'm focusing on now. But before, it was just really being extra focused instead of that lackadaisical, like that kind
That's
of stuff.
interesting. That's interesting. So I mean, I didn't even think of that. Like before, it's like this Rocky montage where you're like, oh, I found an old tire at the dumpster. I'm going to jog with it on my back. And now everybody's got money. Everybody's getting paid. And we know all these contracts are coming in. Plus you won. So now you can hire like a full team of people around you, constantly measuring your vitals, telling you exactly how hard to train and how hard to push. How is that going to
Yeah.
change the landscape of pickleball?
I think it's super important. I mean, it takes a village, right? In
Mm-hmm.
college tennis, why we were so successful, I mean, we had so many things at our disposal. And I think that it's gonna, as the landscape of pickleball changes and more people come in, you know, that tennis mentality, like we're used to that. Like we're used to having that, and that's what it takes to be a high level athlete. And not only in the moment, but prolonging the experience. I mean, you have to take care of your body. I mean, I mean, I know I'm only 26, but I was pretty banged up from tennis. And just to be able to
Mm.
keep playing, I have to make sure I'm doing everything to be able to keep playing.
So let's talk about that transition from tennis to pickleball. How did that happen?
How did I start
How
playing?
did you start playing pickleball and make that shift from tennis?
Yeah, so I graduated in 2019, and at the end of 2019, beginning of 2020, I began to work for my junior tennis coach. Actually, he was down in Bardmore Country Club near Tampa, and I was playing tennis, and he put a pickleball paddle in my hand, and he was like, "I think you'd be really good at this, and we want you to teach." So I said, "Okay." So I started playing a little bit with like the 4550 guys, and it's really funny to see them text me now too, because how I started, I just hit the living crap out of the ball. Like I was just driving everything and was having a great time, but I definitely wasn't playing pickleball. And I started to get decent, and I didn't want to play tennis. I had no interest in playing tennis after college. So
Why?
I fell in love with, I think it was just burnout a little bit. And no one really prepares you. It's interesting, right? Because you go from junior tennis, an individual sport, and you're put into a team, and you're like, oh my gosh, I have to learn how to be a teammate. And then no one prepares you for that. And then no one prepares you for it being ripped away when you're done. Not only
Mm.
your sport, but your team. And
Mm.
that's a really hard thing to navigate alone. And you know it's coming, but you don't understand the magnitude of it. And so dealing with that, and then pickleball was an outlet for me to compete. I love competing. I don't know if you've seen the TV show Friends, but I'm literally Monica Geller. Like I am that level of competitiveness. So pickleball was an outlet, something I was already kind of immediately decent at, and then I could compete in it. So I just loved it. And I got to a point in 2020 where I was playing some tournaments, but I was just so burnt out. I jumped in it too quick. And I took like a year break. I didn't play at all in 2021 and not until the middle of last year. So then I picked it back up again when I moved here because I needed to make money. So I played a little bit and taught.
Um, how did that Division 1 college tennis background set you up for success in not only a sport like pickleball, but also Major League Pickleball?
Um, I actually prefer the team event to regular tournaments because of the team environment of being on tennis team in school. So yeah, I just think it was just really similar to that. You sit down and watch your teammates. If you're not playing, you're cheering and you're helping them get through their match. And when you're playing, you're laying it all out there and being a good doubles partner. So I think it definitely lays a foundation for MLP. You know, it's an easy transition, to be honest, to
Yeah,
MLP.
because it seems like some people have that individual tennis background, but that doesn't always translate into the team aspect of things. Like, in my opinion,
Yeah.
you guys looked like the most complete team in that
Yeah.
aspect.
But that would make sense because we all went through that transition when we began college. So
Mm-hmm.
we went through that individual to team there. So this is just the same thing we've used to. So it would make sense if an individual player now comes to MLP, they haven't been through that transition. So it definitely makes a lot of sense.
So you said when you first started and you were just smashing the ball, then you took a year off, and then what was your journey to becoming a pro pickleball player like? Was it a bit of a build or was it pretty natural?
Um, I don't really know. I could tell you what happened, but I was teaching, and then they were some of the people in the area were like, "Oh, do you know the Kawamotos? Like, you should just play with some of them." So then that's how I started playing with them a little bit. Still missed a lot, so bless them for still playing with me. But they were really nice. They were always Jackie was especially motivated me. She was like, "You should just try to play some tournaments. Like, go out and play some." And I'm like, "I don't know, like maybe." Because I was doing my master's and my practicum was starting up. So I was like, I don't think I'll have time or the money. And the build up to the US Open. So that was in April this year. That was my first pro tournament this year. And I was only playing because it was near Tampa. So I was like, oh, I'll make a trip. I'll see my parents and I'll be able to drive and it won't be too expensive. And I was playing with people I like Abby Brooks or Abby Brumby now, but Vivian David's sister. And she's just so awesome. And she asked me to play and I was like, oh, I love Abby. Like, I got to say yes. So then I played that. And then everyone, like John Sperling especially, was like, you should really try to take this seriously. And that's when I had to sit down with my parents, whose opinion I trust because they've been with me as an athlete forever, and my boyfriend's support as well. And when I got the go, I said, you know what, I'll just give it a shot and go from there, which was really hard because I was still doing masters and my practicum and teaching to make money. So it was really
Jeez.
a lot to manage, but it was the right time to do it. And I trusted everyone who told me to. So, and obviously it was the right decision.
So what did they say? What did your parents say? What did your boyfriend say? Like, were they just like, go for it? Or was there more conversation than that?
So when I sat down with my parents, I just said, am I stupid to pursue this? Like, do you see, because they watched me and they know
Hmm.
me and they know sports. So said, do you think it would be wise financially and career wise for me to do this? And they said, you know what, like I really do. And I had Damon Hinkle, who was my junior tennis coach as well. He's been trying to get me to do it since I first started. So he was like, yes, like you have to do it, like not before it's too late, but it gets deeper and deeper each year.
Yeah.
So he was telling me to, and he's like, look how big it's gotten since you picked up a paddle. So just seeing that trajectory as well helps me make that decision. And and John Sperling, like he's just such a class act, and I trusted him a lot just from meeting him in that tournament though. But he's just a great person, and I trusted that he wouldn't be telling me something that wasn't true.
Well, that must have been a really cool moment for your parents then, because I know I ran into your mom at the MLP event in Atlanta. She was like, I don't know how Rachel does this. She was literally more nervous than you were at the championship. So I want to start just from the ground up with MLP Atlanta, then we'll get to the championships. Let's paint the picture though first with your first MLP event. You're the player that everyone's watching. What was the How would you encapsulate the experience at your first Major League Pickleball event?
Um, so walking in on the first practice days, it was like really cool. Everything was getting set up, so it was cool to see that as well. But then getting there on the first match day, um, I think what helped me a lot, my parents were there, my Damon was there, so my pickleball coach and junior tennis coach was there, and I had a lot of support from pickleball players who drove up from Tampa. That already made me feel just like so supported, and just to make them proud. Like I wanted to play my best. And whenever I step on the court, I think as an athlete, I've gotten to a point where I would rather lose playing my game than lose being tight. If I'm going to miss, I'd rather miss doing what I do, like what I'm supposed to be doing. So I
Yeah,
think that mindset has just helped me tremendously in both tennis and pickleball.
I love that. Easier said than done, though. Like, there are some people that can
Yeah.
say that and then, like, get out there with the nerves of people watching, with the
Yeah.
team style event, with the pressure on your back, by the way, to not make people look stupid. Like, you had a lot on you. And that was what I even told Anna. Like, that was the most impressive part about you as a person. And every time I talk to you on the sideline, you're like, I just love it. I want to be in the big moments. Like, you thrive on that. And I guess going off of that point, wh- how did you, I guess, embody that match one? Like, what was running through your mind, starting with group play, with your team, with the strategy that you guys embraced, with what the feedback you were being told by the people that you trusted?
I think going into the match, right? I mean, it was so easy too to feel comfortable because Anna's just an amazing partner. I think we're really cut from the same cloth. So, I mean, like just the competitive minds of both of us, like we want to win and we're out there for each other, right? I just felt like everybody just really the support from the team, and I didn't even feel like they took a chance on me because they made me feel like I'm meant to be there, like even before the match, you know. So it's like, yeah, there are those pressures if you look into it, but I didn't really have that feeling from anybody. So it was really nice. Like I was there, and I think what also helps is I'm so new to everything that it's not like, oh, I'm new to this one thing. Like I'm so new to everything. So it all kind of feels the same at some point.
Ignorance is bliss, I think is
Yeah.
what you said on another podcast.
Yes.
That's great. So then you guys are unscathed in group play. You and Anna don't even lose at all, I think, until the championships, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So I guess at what point did you decide the mixed doubles partnerships? Because you had played with Andre, I believe, when I called the match in Utah and beat Anna and James in that combination. So one would think that maybe that's the group that would go together. How did you guys go about strategizing your mixed doubles partnerships, and when were those decisions made?
I don't think I wasn't really, again, not that I wasn't included, it was just me because I am more new. Not that, again, I always felt like I had a say, but I just felt comfortable playing with either of them. I had played with Andre before, and Zane's really easy to play with. He's a great person, and he's super, like, he's very positive and makes you feel very comfortable. So it wasn't hard for me to.
He makes me uncomfortable.
I can see that though. But it was.
Are
easy,
you his daddy?
I don't know. Maybe. No. Okay. Keep going, Rachel.
It was. I just said I don't care who I play with. I had the trust of either of them that it would have been great. So I think it ultimately went down to maybe because Andre and Anna lived in Boca and they wanted to play together, and I was fine with it. I just went with the punches.
Knowing that, though, you mentioned earlier that it helped you beating Susanna Barr in the APP tournament, I think, prior to that point to solidify the draft selection. But Zane is open about it, and Anna talked about it. She said Zane really wanted Susanna Barr, and that's who he pushed for. And I'm sure you were aware of that. And being a fourth round selection, you're just happy to be there. But was there any awkward bit before coming into the event of like, okay, I'm going to partner with Zane, even though I know you didn't want me? Like, this isn't awkward at all.
Honestly, no. I can see why people would think that, but and he was very open to me about it as well, which is honestly that makes me feel more comfortable because there's not this like weird tension because no one's talked about it. Like he's very open about it, and we actually met for the first time in Beer City, I believe. So he was really nice. He warmed up with me. And yeah, so I mean, we established just a kind of honest and met, and yeah, I don't think he would have been awkward. It's Zane.
So speaking of tension here a little bit.
Oh yes.
There's a lot of conversations about, oh, Orlando Squeeze chose Rachel over this person or over this person or over this person. Was there tension with those players that were listed as, like, you cross paths with these people all the time? Is anyone like giving you the cold shoulder or like, you know, like the stink eye or anything like that? Like, she stole my spot.
So. No, I don't think so.
They're doing it really secretly.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, I also didn't really, because I am so new. I'm not very too close with too many people yet. So if they were keeping distance or not, I really have no idea. And I feel like there's no reason to. Like, I understand in that moment it's an emotional thing, and I get that for sure. And I get if people were upset, and they have every right to be, and I understand that for sure. And I didn't feel any rudeness or tension from anybody. I think everyone was really nice and supportive as we started doing well as well. So yeah.
Well, I think you pretty much proved to everybody that you belonged there. So at this point, whatever secret stink eye may have been present before the event is definitely gone now.
And at the end of the day, it's not Rachel's choice. Like, it's always funny to me when people get
so
you think that
when people get sensitive about like I mean, I deal with it in the career that I'm in. It's like,
Yeah.
it's not my doing. I'm not the one that assigned myself the job. You're not the
Yeah.
one that assigned yourself the fourth. You're like, they picked
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Like, it's not
So
your
if they
fault.
have complaints, go
Go to Anna Bright.
go to Anna Bright.
Yeah. Sick 'em on, Anna.
Come on, Anna. She
can handle
said, yeah, she was like, I felt the heat when I encouraged that pick of like, oh, did I make a mistake? And then it's like, clearly
Yeah.
not. You ended up being so rock solid. So now let's get to the semis where you guys were really first tested, I think, against the Arizona Drive. This one goes to a Dream Breaker, and it was fun to watch you guys in the Dream Breaker format. The decision, I think you guys had the first call, and I'm blanking on words, but you got to choose the matchups in singles, right? I think
Yes.
you put Andre against Julian, which I think Zane was a big part of that. And then you,
Yes, that's right.
yeah, I think both times you guys got to pick the singles matchups,
Yeah.
even against DC. So against Arizona, it's Andre against Julian, kind of an interesting matchup. Then you get matched up with not Vivian David, right?
David.
Okay.
Oh yeah, they're both Vivian.
And it ended
Vivian.
on your paddle, I believe. You finished it off,
Yes.
both Dream Breakers. What was that first Dream Breaker experience like for you to be able to close it out for your team in the moment where it's knockout rounds?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely wanted to close it out for them because they gave me such an amazing buffer. Like, I know I clinched it, and again, not take it away like it's a big deal, but I mean, they gave me such a big buffer that I could just swing out and just could go for it because, I mean, even if I don't think I would have lost all 4 points, but even if I did, right, they still have had a 4-point buffer. So, I mean, just them laying it up for me, I just had to just go for it. And again, that same mindset, right? Like I gotta miss going for, if I'm gonna miss going for it and playing my game, and that usually helps me play well. So.
Quick sidebar there. How much of your psychology background plays into your ability to like go down swinging in playing your game, if at all?
I think it helps a little, but I was very molded. Shout out my coach, Kevin Epley, who was also Simone's coach in college tennis as well. Yeah. So but he just created such a great culture for us. I mean, it didn't happen naturally. It was a lot of work, but I mean, I can just attribute most of my mental headspace and in my competition to him. I mean, and Damon Hinkle, but I mean, really Kevin just narrowed in so much on our mental, I mean, I won't say mental health, but how our mental game, mental toughness. So
yeah, which is I mean, especially in those moments with the Dream Breakers and things, that's like paramount, right? To not crack. Back to your psychology background, are you waging any type of psychological warfare on your opponents on the pickleball court? Is there any room to do that? Have you thought about that? Is that the next level of Rachel Rohrabacher that we're going to see?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't want to give away too much here.
Yeah, not too much, just a little bit, just a little bit.
But just know I can if I want to.
Yes.
And you could offer free counseling on the sideline for your son Zane when he's struggling in mixed, and when you want to play the left.
We can do a sidebar. Yeah, you can try to manipulate him into taking the right.
That's great. So now we get to the championship. You guys are down 2 games, which you and Anna hadn't lost the entire time. Jackie and Jay had played amazing, which you train with them
they're
a
rock
lot.
Stars.
Yeah, they're so fun, and they've come so far in their game. Then the boys lose pretty big. And then I believe DC got to pick the matchup. They put out Christian Elshon and Jackie against Anna and Andre. They get the game, Andre and Anna, to make it 2-1. But before that, what's running through your mind knowing that, okay, we have to win mixed doubles one of these games against Riley Newman, by the way, in order to have a chance at the championship? What's the discussion? What's the mindset for you in particular?
I trust, like we all each trusted each other so much, and I trusted Anna and Andre. I mean, if anyone could have done it in that moment, like to give us that once, like a sliver of hope, like it was them. And Zane was just awesome because he just knew what to say to get Anna going. He was like, just get me that mixed match. And I think, I mean, if someone tells me that, I'm like, all right, like I'm going to get this person their mixed match. And I actually was talking to Jackie and I Jackie Jade and I hit last night. I was talking to Jackie, like in that point where
Yeah.
they saved that match point and she missed, I couldn't, because I thought they won it because they were so ahead of the point. Like I didn't process that we had won it. So I thought we lost. Like I don't know if you could tell if the cameras on me at any point, but I thought we actually lost the point. And then Zane starts going crazy. I was like, oh my gosh, like we're still in it. So that just gave us like that life like after. And I look at Zane and before they even won, I said, I'm feeling really fire and really crazy right now. Like they better win. So I left it up to them and I trusted them and they obviously pulled through. They were amazing.
And then we get to the fourth mixed doubles game, fourth game, second mixed doubles game. You want to be in that moment, which to me is still like amazing. And even Anna Bright was like, is she okay? Like, is this not, you're just like, you're made different, which it's like having a D1 sports background myself. I'm like, oh my God, like there's a lot of people that would shy away from that. And then there's other people that are like, put me in, coach. I want to be the one that saves the day for my team. You're clearly in the latter category. So down 2-1, in comes Riley Newman and Jade Kawamoto. Four hands in the middle, Riley Newman on the left. Nobody's giving Rachel Rohrabacher and Zane Navratil a chance in this matchup. On paper, you guys would quote unquote be outmatched. So bring me courtside. I know you guys are riled up. You want to be in there. You're like, and Zane wanted this matchup against Riley. He's feeling good on the left. What is the discussion at that point in the match when you have nothing to lose, but literally on paper are the clear underdog?
Yeah, I mean, again, I look at Zane and I said, I'm just going to go at him, like in the beginning. Like I said, I'm just going to go at him and see what happens, right? Because if at this point, it's the beginning, we're feeling the court out. And then I was doing it and it was kind of working. And Zane, at first, I feel like he was like, oh, yeah, good luck with that. You know, like, okay. Like, but he was really nice. He was like, yeah, you know, do what you need to do. But I'm sure he was like, okay. And then when it started working, I saw his face. He was like, okay. Like, when I would look at him, he was like, okay. And yeah, I mean, we were just playing our game. He played amazing. And I mean, they played a great match. And I don't know, I just kind of blacked out a little bit. I'm going to be honest.
That's hilarious because there were a couple of times you like talk about not shying away from the moment, but not shying away. You went right at Riley. Like what were you targeting down the line on him matching up in that sequence?
At first I was trying to see like if I could go, cause you know, a lot of the men go over. So that's also means something I like to do is just keep them honest. And so at first I was just trying to go for a little bit inside the line. And then at some points, right, because he can read it really well. So I was like, I just got to try to get him in the gut or something. Not just him, but anybody. But
are you Riley's daddy? Is that the question here?
Zane.
Everyone's dad. Zane's. Yeah.
Still Zane's. Okay, got it.
So you were trying to keep him honest there, keep him away from the middle and push him to the outside. And then you had to adjust, put him in the gut there. Like, let's say this matchup happens again. Are you confident you and Zane are winning every time now? Like what?
I don't know. I think Zane said it before. He was like, I thought Rachel not knowing Riley's game or would be harder than Riley not knowing Rachel's. But I think, you know, Riley's an amazing doubles player, an amazing mixed doubles player. So I think
we've
that
heard.
he's going to know. Yeah. So I think like with all the jokes aside, like he's probably like ready and he knows what I can do now and he's going to make adjustments for sure. So I think, you know, we'll just have to make adjustments as well. But it'll definitely be hard. And also too, I mean, unless it's in that moment again, I don't know, because we were pretty riled up.
He's doing 3-a-days in Rachel Rohrabacher's name.
He's got a poster of Rachel in his work gym.
Stadiums with the picture in your mind. He's got it carrying. Rachel, I will beat the squeeze.
Yeah.
I'm honored.
Yeah. What was that feeling like on the court? Like as you're getting close to this victory and as you are being competitive with one of the top doubles players in the world for years and years, like is there a realization at some point where you're just like, it's happening, it's all happening, we are a freight train?
Like honestly, you just have to keep like going. Like you can't, it's like kind of like don't look up. Like because if you look up, like
It all
they
goes
let them
away.
back in. And they actually took a really great timeout. Like they were very good at calling timeouts, I feel like. And they came back in the later in the set.
Yeah.
And they're really smart about it, and they adjusted a little bit. So and I can't remember if we called a timeout after that. But anyway, yeah, you just can't look up. Like you just kind of got to keep going, because once it's like an object in motion stays in motion. So we just got to keep going.
Did you learn that in school?
I did.
That's inertia,
That's
right?
more
Is
science,
that inertia?
though. Yeah,
Okay.
that's science.
Rachel in motion will, what is it? Rachel, shoot.
A
I had
Rachel
it.
in motion will stay in motion
Yeah.
unless an equal or opposite motion pushes her motion away from that motion. Something. It's a lot of words of
As
motion
the
in there.
DC pickleball team learned.
Yes.
So you mentioned your parents being there, Rachel. Your mom was a nervous wreck. She ran into Cameron Blackwood underneath the tent and literally couldn't watch anymore because she's like, I don't know how Rachel does this. I'm too stressed. I can't even watch it. So what was that embrace like after the championship? You win on another dream breaker on you. Your mom and dad are there. What's that conversation and embrace like after the match?
Oh my gosh, you're gonna make me cry. I love my parents so much, so it meant
Aw.
a lot. Yeah, it meant a lot that they could take the time to be there. I mean, of course they would be there anyway, but they're just amazing. So it was really nice to have them there for that moment.
What'd your mom say to
Especially
you?
after, oh my gosh, she was crying, and she was just so proud. Like she's like, I'm so proud. And especially too, like it was harder for them, I think, to see, because they know me, and it was harder for them to see like, and again, no one was mean to me, just like the shocking pick, the upset about the pick. And I think it was harder on them. So it meant a lot for that to happen to them, I think.
Are they on Twitter reading all that stuff? Are they like
My mom's like has a fake account, like, I'm kidding. No. But she has Facebook, and she's pretty active on Facebook and Instagram. My dad's not as active, but I mean, they play pickleball as well, so people,
okay?
everyone sees everything.
They're in the scene.
Yeah.
Okay.
You said elsewhere that you got like 100 text messages after the championship. I'm sure those early guys that you played with were like, "Oh, I created race." No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
Not. But what were some of the best messages that you received, or the one that stands out the most on after it all kind of went down and you're like now a big name in the sport?
I think the funniest ones are like everyone, and I believe they believed in me, but it's like the people who are like,
I knew you could do it.
Holy
I
crap.
always believed.
Or no, it's like they believed in me, but they're shocked. Like it's like the, oh my gosh, like I can't, like, oh my gosh, you won. Like those were really funny. And the ones that meant a lot too, like a lot of my friends who I played tennis with, they all took the time to watch, and that meant a lot because it's really sweet to have my friends from tennis be able to be there. My teammate from college was actually there on Friday and Sunday as well, so that meant a lot that she could be there. And she was so funny. She was like, everyone keeps saying, I can't believe you're. She was like, do they know the SEC is 2 times as hard as this, like, or 10 times as hard?
Yeah.
I was like, no, but keep it. They think it's amazing. Like, I've had no experience whatsoever.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. I feel like, yes, and I think I brought it up in the broadcast too, where it was like, okay, yeah, this is a big moment. They're like, yeah, but Rachel played in the SEC, like she won an SEC championship, like she's fine. But there's a different, like, what was the differing pressure or atmosphere differences from one to the other, where it was like, okay, yes, maybe it's not the SEC, but it's different.
It's very different in the sense of partner-wise, because when you're in a tennis team, you're playing with them day in and day out for 4 years. You know each other inside and out, and there's actually bigger on singles.
Yeah.
So you're by yourself on the court, so you can control most of what's going on. And in pickleball, it's not that. And also in tennis, I can rely on. I mean, I've been playing since I was 6, so I can rely on the 15 years I was playing tennis. And here, it's like I don't have too much to fall back on if things go awry, which I'm getting better at. But it's just like that mental headspace of knowing that I think could play in. But the difference too, I mean, there was definitely a bigger crowd, which I like. I prefer that. So that didn't hurt me. But there's a bigger crowd in MLP. And also, I don't know. It's just there's subtle differences, but it's the same being out there.
Okay. Well, you talked a little bit about mental headspace, and your master's degree is in what?
So I got a master's in social work, but
Okay.
in my practicum, I was a therapist for a year and a half.
Okay. And can you diagnose your teammates? Is that something you can do for us? Like, give us a breakdown on all of them?
Okay, so
Uh-huh.
we took a class when we learned about the DSM, which is the diagnostic manual, and they specifically said, we are starting this class. Do not diagnose yourself and do not diagnose your friends and family. So
Why is that?
I'm going to, because it is a little bit of a conflict of interest, but they also like ethically, like, you shouldn't do that. So,
Even yourself, though, like you can't.
I have. Definitely have.
How can you not? How can you not? Like, I feel like you
You're
just
like,
going throughout the day,
Yeah,
every
I'm
action.
like,
You're like,
so
oh, that's
maybe I have some
typical.
more wrong with me than I thought. This is concerning.
Can you can you diagnose me? I mean, we haven't really established a friendship yet, or do you know enough about me? Or
I don't. I need to sit you down. We need to go through. It's called an ANSA, so we need to do. It takes like an hour and a half, but we can do it.
I don't know if I have that much time. And lastly, the last fun thing I saw on, well, not the last fun thing. There's plenty of fun things. You're a gamer. You play Xbox. Is that true?
Yes, it is true.
So do you ever sleep? You're pickleball in the day, Xbox at night. Are you just like fighting with 12-year-old kids on your headset? Like what? Tell us about.
For sure she is. Rachel Rohrabacher's like pro in
Yeah.
gaming, 100%.
I tried
I'm not.
Fortnite one time. This 12-year-old kid yelled at me.
They're mean.
I deleted the game off of my console and was like, I'm done, dude.
Yeah.
And now
I
I
don't
only
turn
play
my
Mario
mic
Kart.
on anymore because people are really mean on
Yeah,
there.
they're so
Okay?
mean.
Especially if they hear a girl, like they're either weird or mean, and I don't like it.
Meaner
Okay.
than the internet trolls? Wow.
Yes.
Yes.
Because you're losing a game for them.
Yeah. And
Like
it's
I
a
played some
12-year-old
Rocket
kid.
League.
Yeah.
I played some Rocket League at some point, which is like car soccer. And there's like a little chat. So even if you have your voice chat off, there's a little chat where you can do quick chat.
Mhm.
And it's like if you miss a goal, like if they score on you, your own teammate will say, "What a save! What a save! What a save!" And it's like, oh my gosh, I'm being bullied by my own teammate.
Yeah. It's worse coming from a 12-year-old too. So think of the worst things you've ever heard about yourself, Michelle, and then imagine it coming from like a 12-year-old kid in a basement, like who snuck out of bed to play video games while his parents are asleep. Like it hurts extra bad.
It does.
But I wanted to talk a
I
little
used to
bit
have a
about
troll
that.
like that, so it's fine.
Yeah.
My
So
thick skin.
you're thick skinned now.
Yeah, he made like 100 accounts just to come after
Oh
me.
my
and
gosh!
admit it. Yeah.
Wow.
Anyways,
That's a lot. A lot of
Continue.
work.
Wow.
I know.
So Rachel, you're probably a little new, but a while ago, a pickleball game was teased, like a pickleball video game. Or would you like? We saw pictures of players in suits with the motion balls on it, like doodle-doodle-doo. Michelle's doing voiceover. Excited for this game? Are you excited for this game?
I'll play it.
What do you envision it to be?
So I envision maybe like a little Wii tennis.
Okay.
Ooh.
But that would be cool. But I have a Wii still, actually.
Ooh, you should get a Switch.
Fun fact.
Ooh.
I heard that. Maybe that's a purchase.
Wait,
that you
the
make.
new one's coming out. A new
I like
one
the
will
Wii
be.
too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
but-
like I like the OG Mario Kart.
Yeah,
you know.
I'm a N64 gal with the golden remote controller. That's
wow,
my
a
speed.
64. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know,
Yeah,
I'm dating
okay.
myself there. But yeah, you're going to get really sick of my voice, Rachel. We're going to have to redo the voiceover, by the way, because the first rounds, we need to include Rachel because we had an initial script with incomplete lists of names, clearly. MLP
you're-
That
champ.
would be really cool if I could.
Yeah.
That would be. I've made it if I'm in a video game.
Listen, my hope for you, Rachel, is that you continue this path of pro pickleball stardom, but on the side there is also a pro gamer where you specialize in the pickleball game as well. So you're like, I'm a real pro pickleball player, and I'm a pro gamer playing pro pickleball on the console.
That would be really cool. And listen, there's like this something called like the Golf Gaming Club or something. So maybe there could be like a pickleball. That means you play pickleball and you also game. We need to start that.
Ooh, I
Yeah.
like that.
We do need to start that. That's
and a
true.
motherhood group for all these new sons that you have.
Yeah.
You have got a lot of endeavors.
I'm waiting for my child support. I'm like, that ends when you're 18.
You're wearing a lot of hats right now, Rachel, but they're lucky you're a clinical psychologist, or so whatever the proper verbiage is there. You're equipped.
Yeah.
Rachel, we want to thank you so much for all of your input. You're still with us here. We're going to stick around, but we are going to talk about what you've got coming up this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you going?
Yeah.
What you got going
We're
on?
going to Vegas. We're going to the PPA in Vegas.
Sin City, baby. Let's go.
Michelle, you're going to be there
I
too?
hate Vegas. Yeah, I'm going.
You hate Vegas?
I hate Vegas.
Have you tried gambling?
It's tacky.
I don't have enough money to gamble, Tyson. No, I don't like
Rachel,
it.
have you tried
Find me on
gambling?
the
It's
penny
so
slots.
fun. It's
I
so
haven't.
fun.
I know how to do some blackjack. Maybe you'll catch me at a blackjack table. I don't know. Probably
I'll
not.
gamble. I would gamble with Rachel. I feel like I'd feel secure in that environment. It just like there's such weird energy. I mean, outside of downtown, I'm sure is beautiful, but like I can't stand the gambling and it's like weird energy when you walk through the casinos and
strip.
stuff.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
once you
the
get
strip,
into it, then it's one of those things where like once you're in it and you understand how all of it works, then you feel at home. But until
Yeah, I
that
guess you're right.
point,
Well, I need a chaperone, and Rachel's it because she's a mom to all of the pickleball players now. So,
yes.
I
So
don't know.
Vegas.
I wouldn't trust me to chaperone you for gambling.
we'll kill it. We'll win some more money. Now you have money to gamble, so we'll just use yours.
Should we be gambling on you? Because we have pro pickleball gambling now. Who are you playing with this weekend? And should we be putting money down on you guys to get
I like
some
this.
goals?
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. I don't know the rules because we did sign something that said we can't be involved with
You
gambling.
can't. Yeah,
but,
for sure you guys can't.
So, but I do know,
If I could.
catch the father-son duo.
Uh-huh.
Rafa and I will be playing mixed. Really excited about that.
Okay.
And I'm going to be playing with Jackie Calvoto for the first time. So that'll be really fun.
Oh, that will be fun.
Okay, wait. If you guys win, you and Rafa, I really need you to use the line, "Who's your mommy?"
I'll make sure I tell him.
Can you?
No,
I'll
this is
pass
gonna.
that on.
Anytime he hits a shot that was like almost clean but just barely missed, say, "Not good try, son."
I will. I can do that. I can do
Good
that.
try, son. So funny. Please do it. Everything to
Poor
to-
Rafa. He's such a good sport.
He's such a
emasculate
good sport.
Rafa.
Or
here.
kind of like, oh my god, I can't think. And
But
someone
that's why
commented-
it makes it fun.
Are you
Right.
playing singles?
No, I will
Sorry,
not be playing
just
singles.
interrupted because you
No,
are
it's
coming
okay.
off your bronze medal in Cincinnati. We get
I know.
Rachel Rohrabacher roaring into Vegas. I have on my lead storylines. Should we dive into the others?
Aw.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Annalie Waters back with Catherine Parento, and you and Jackie will be up for the task of trying to dethrone the queens who never lose. I guess dive deeper from a player's perspective. What's it like when you're matching up against Annalie Waters and Catherine Parento when there are 0 holes and a flying Annalie Waters coming at you in every single direction? Rachel?
So I think I've only played them once, and that was back in early June. It's definitely like, you feel a lot of pressure, right, coming from them because, I mean, you have Catherine, who's one of the best at what she does, and you have Anna Lee, who's the best at what she does. So, but I think there is just such an advantage to, having no pressure. Like, no one expects us to win. I mean, at all. So I think just going out with that no pressure, I think it is hardest, and kudos to them because they obviously win everything. It is hardest to protect something and to play like you're not protecting, and play the same people all the time and always winning. That's very hard. Like, they make it look easy, but it is so, I mean, it's way harder than you think.
Yeah.
So I think that gives us an advantage of not having that. Like, we can just play free. I mean, if we lose, it's like, oh, people expected that anyway. So, and
That's
I
cool.
think still maybe some people have video on my game, but hopefully not too much still. I can get away with being newer.
I like that.
You should start wearing like weird patterns so the video doesn't look clean and then they can't really see your movements. This is just
That's
me
a really
thinking
good idea.
stuff, right?
The
Camouflage, but
piece
not.
too.
Psychological. Yep, exactly.
Here's another storyline to look out for this weekend. Anna Bright playing with Leah Jansen for the first time. What do we think about this combination, friends?
You can go, Tyson.
Oh, I my turn.
Yeah.
I mean, I like it, but yeah. Have we seen this before? I don't think we've seen these. Have we seen these two play before together?
No, this is the first time they're coming together.
Yeah, that's interesting because Leia has she retired from singles, so she's more focused on the doubles game. I do like that, but at MLP, I don't know that we saw all the fireworks from Leia that we probably expected. So it'll be maybe some redemption. Let's see what she's got.
You've played with Anna, Rachel?
Me?
Yeah.
Yes, I have played with Anna.
Sorry, Tyson. I didn't.
For now. Yeah, I've never seen them play together, I don't think.
Nobody has.
And yeah,
Nobody has.
This is new. This is the
Secret.
first time.
First time. We're all seeing it for the first time.
We were all in Orlando together and hitting. So I think they might have played together in one of the money balls we played, got some practice there. I did play against them though. But
did they get money?
Yes, they actually did.
Okay.
And I think she said it. She like molded these money balls and took all of our money.
Yeah, she did say that.
Conveniently,
A hustler.
had all these matchups. But but her and Leia, were the top of the money balls. So I think like it'll be a tough team to beat.
That's so yeah. One other one. Drama. Tyson, you like drama.
I love drama.
Before the breakup, the big breakup, the Taylor Swiftie themed breakup, Riley Newman and Matt Wright playing together obviously broke up this season.
Yeah.
Well, they beat the Johns brothers in this tournament to win it last year.
Yeah.
So, who are they playing with now, you ask? Matt Wright is teaming up with Big Papa Jimmy, sorry.
We've always called him Jimma here.
His new nickname.
Yep.
James Ignatowicz, for those unfamiliar, although maybe we should start calling Rachel Big Papa Rachel. But what do you think about this combo coming together, Tyson? Matt Wright and James Ignatowicz? It's an interesting combo.
It is interesting, but I think that Matt does well with somebody fiery like James Ignatowicz. Like that's, I think, also why the Riley partnership worked well with him. Who's Riley with?
I don't know.
Because that's what I always like to see. I like to see those two, and it's just like, do they like crisscross pass and side eye, and a tear comes out of each of their eye as they like, we should get back together, but neither one of them is humble enough to to make the ask to the other one. So they're both just like, we should have never broke up.
I know.
Like, too stubborn. But yeah,
it'll be fun to watch though.
It will be super fun to watch, and I'm excited. One of them is going to get their groove before the other one, and I'm excited to see who gets the gold first.
Matt Wright already did with Ben Johns.
Oh, he
Remember?
did? Yeah, but does that count with Ben Johns?
I don't know. It kind of is like a guarantee win. What do you think, Rachel?
I mean, I don't know. I think Ben Johns is really good.
Yeah, I mean, Riley and Matt break up, and now they're on a quest to get a gold medal. But Matt gets a gold medal with Ben Johns. That's
I know.
It's great, sure, but I don't think it counts. It's you got to earn it against a guy who could be your permanent partner.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I'm sure it still felt good though, but I think, that's fair. That's valid.
And then memes posted, poor Riley posted another thing about Riley not winning an MLP when he poor guy. I'm sorry, Riley. I'm coming hard for this podcast. He's actually a friend of mine. So,
yeah, and
anyways,
you play pickleball together in Dallas.
He can handle it.
He can. He's a good dude.
It comes from a good place. I just like to. I feel like I can give my friends a hard time. Okay, well, there's no bracket out, so I can't see who Riley's playing with. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Those are the main headlines I think going into it. Oh, Ben John's coming off of his 100 medals.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now he
Going
starts the trek to 200.
to
That's
200.
insane. I mean, what he's been able to do, 100
Yeah.
and now 1 or 2, something like
Yeah.
that. Crazy. Crazy. He's so good. Ben Johns. Ben
Yeah.
Johns.
Incredible.
Ben Johns.
Why is he
Unbelievable.
so good, Rachel?
I know.
I've never played it.
You
Don't
haven't?
know. No.
Ooh, he doesn't have film on you either, but that'll
Yeah.
be interesting. What if we could
Yeah,
run this matchup back with Ben Johns in for Riley Newman?
Like
just-
flip them. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Ben just, I think when I tell my clients this, he's just so good at taking his time. Like he's just like so
He
graceful.
is. Yes.
Very graceful.
Yeah, you're right.
He is. Well,
Yeah.
you watch the play style. He's so smooth. He's so effortless versus someone like McGuffin or Riley, who are jumpy and quick and jittery and poppy,
Explosive.
and explosive, which is like, it's not one is right and one is wrong. It's just very, very contrasting in his effort and movement. He's just,
Yeah. I think it's
graceful.
unique. Like I think a
Yeah.
couple of people, like I think I'm pretty, I don't know, kind of explosive. I try to move a lot. But it's very unique. I don't know many people who are as flowy as he is.
Yeah, he is
Yeah.
very flowy.
It's like, why does he have so much more time than it feels like I do on the court?
Yeah.
It's so, or anybody, I guess, like pros and amateurs like me. Like, so anyways, that's my question. I look at him, I'm like, that ball's being blasted and he looks like he's just like,
Yeah.
ta-da. It's
No
fine.
sweat. Roll
Anyways,
it off the paddle. Well,
that's all the storylines we got. for
Okay,
me.
I'm excited for you.
Yeah.
Rachel, get to the finals with Rafa so we can hear about your matchup
Call
against
her daddy.
Ben Johns or whoever is there. And best of luck. Huge congratulations again on your victory with Orlando.
Thank you.
If, to our listeners, you missed any of the action in Atlanta, you can go to majorleaguepickleball.net and click the little watch icon at the top and watch all of the matchups from last week, 2 weeks ago now. You can also follow Major League Pickleball on all social media platforms. And that'll do it for us. Thank you so much, Michelle. Thank you, Rachel. Paddle taps.
Paddle taps. Bye, Rachel. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.